Morning team, how are we? I'm back with another video, 2 days on the trot, who'd have thought? And this topic is basically for just something, an observation that we've made within the Growing Younger program. And basically my lots of years, probably looking at about, I don't know, 7 years of coaching clients and training clients. And what we find is that the larger a person is in obese larger, not so much taller larger, is that there's a huge drop off in those clients. And actually, as a coach, I have all the tools, and I have a lot of mindset tools and stuff that we can teach these people to, lose weight and get healthy. But what we find is that a lot of them, and I'll give an example of somebody who is 150 kilos, okay? And this is quite common. They don't do very well, okay? And the reason they don't do very well is that because they already know they need to eat healthy, and they all need to know that they need to exercise more. But the problem you got is that there's something like deeply emotional inside that doesn't allow them to do that. So if you're, I see lots of emotional eaters within our program and in different forums, and people really struggle with emotional kind of eating. Now, I attribute that to a couple of things. When we grow up, okay, we are brought up by our parents to have food as treats. You've been good, you have an ice cream. You've been good, you've had sweets. You've been good, you've had chocolate. We go to the movies, we have sweets and sit down, watch a movie. And what we're doing is as we grow up, we're teaching us and our children to basically, as a treat, to sit down, do nothing and eat, okay? So translate that to adult. When you're an adult and you've had a stressful day, and you don't know how to cope with stress very well, you've turned to food, okay? You turn to food and sitting down and resting because you've had a hard day and you believe that you need to rest and chill out and eat, okay? Now, compound that over years and years and years, what happens is you deeply ingrain this habit of that is your default to when you're stressed out. And we then emotionally eat all the time. So when we've got somebody that is so overweight, okay, you don't get overweight like that by accident. You actually get overweight like that over lots and lots of eating, not a lot of exercise, and it becomes very emotional. There's lots of things going on way outside a personal trainer, nutrition coach's scope of practice that we can't actually deal with. And I, in my whole time of training, I've had probably about 2 or 3 people that heavy we've had good results with, okay? And that's over hundreds of people that we've looked at. And I would say there's like a 90% drop off. Somebody comes into the Growing Younger program, they've got to a point where they get these dips and highs of motivation, really high motivation, really low demotivation, okay? They come in on the top of the wave, motivated, super keen. They start within a couple of weeks, boom, they're gone. And what people I have found are that heavy, and if you're listening, you might even agree with me, okay? And I'd be really keen to know your comments down below, is that you will use every single external factor as to why you can't do what you need to do. And I've viewed everything. It's lockdown was a problem, work was a problem, tired was a problem, busy at work was a problem, and everything you can imagine, all sorts of things. And even one of the things that we do, we actually capture people's reasons when they come in, their powerful whys, we call it. And I actually reiterate that back to them a couple of weeks or months after and said, hey, listen, you said to me at the beginning, this is a reason. And they'll often say, yes, you're right, but it's not right for me right now. And that's it, done. So even with like the best coaches in the world, and they talk about using these techniques to help people to come along, unless the person is in a good place psychologically, they're not going to do the thing, okay? Now, I think mindset is the basis of everything that we do, okay? If you haven't got the right mindset to achieve something, you're not going to achieve it, even with the best plans and processes in place, okay? So with us, I'm really, our results are sort of, we can replicate them for everybody, we really can. We're really good at what we do, as long as the person is willing to accept the advice that we give, all right? Now, with that in mind, if you haven't got the right mindset to even do the plan that we lay out for you, it's not going to happen. And I even break it down to the smallest things. Just do one thing a day, and even that is too hard for a lot of people because they're not emotionally in the right frame of mind to do that, okay? We all know what this feels like. We've all been there, we've all done it to varying degrees. So what we find is that people that have about 10 to 20 kilos to lose, usually do the best on our program, because they're not in a place so psychologically that they're not able to pull themselves out of their ruts to do their things, right? So what is the answer then? I haven't really got the answer. I don't know what the solution is. For me, and I was a big emotional eater, and I even still do to this day sometimes, I have a really bad day, so I want to eat some stuff, it's cool, and I do it. But for me, it's having a way to track everything. I track my calories, I track my portion sizes, I know what I'm eating, I track my numbers in the gym, and all that stuff keeps me on track, okay? It keeps me motivated, it keeps me on track. And it's something called cognitive restraint, okay? So if you're somebody that's really, really overweight, like I'm talking 130, 40 kilos, and you're obese for your weight and height, what happens is with those people is that they will get emotional, they'll grab a big bag of chips, wine, whatever the vice is, and they'll eat indiscriminately till they're stuffed, okay? And that is, they're eating over 1,000 calories per day extra. Now, what happens is that they get frustrated as well. So they will go on the other extreme. They won't eat an awful lot for a couple of days. This is the pattern I see. And all of a sudden they'll eat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they've eaten good, as they should do. But then they get an emotional slump and they're back into eating the way they were. So when you speak to them and they say, hey, how have you been doing? They go, oh, well, I've been really good this week. Well, when you dive into it, they've only been good for 3 days out of 4, okay? So percentage-wise, it's less than 50%. But that extra 50, 60% on the other side is so damaging that they're never going to see any progress. But in their mind, psychologically, I believe that they've realized, they think they've done really, really well. I have people sit there who are 150 kilos tell me they eat healthy every single day. And I believe that they're eating healthy, but also you can eat too much healthy. So I've seen people go into supermarkets and buy the healthy snacks and bits and bobs, but they're very high in calories as well, okay? Just because it's healthy on the box doesn't mean it's healthy, and they overeat in that way as well. So going back to what is the answer, for me it's tracking, it's knowing what's in my food, having some kind of limit, like looking at your bank account, so I don't overspend, I make sure that I'm within my budget, okay? Really important to know the numbers. But if that is a problem for you watching the video, you must go and find help psychologically, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's not to say you're crazy or there's mentally anything wrong with you. That isn't what I'm saying. Is that, but our brain is a muscle that needs to be exercised as well. And if you're not exercising your brain, if you're not exercising the willpower muscle, and you're not exercising the, dealing with the emotional side of your life, then you're never going to strengthen it. You're never going to be able to get forward any progress with it, okay? Now, I'm a massive proponent of mindset. I've read dozens of books on mindset. Even where I work, we kind of, I'm a facilitator to teach this stuff because I believe in it so much. And it has helped me personally go from super unconfident, super overweight, super yo-yo dieter to a place now where I have the confidence to do a YouTube video, where I have the confidence in myself to give a public speech and to deal with my emotions. They're all things that you need to come, and it takes time, all right? So you need to seek out I believe, some professional help in the mindset space, okay? And speak to your doctor is the best person for it, or seek somebody online, but don't get bullshitted, okay? That's not what we want you to do. But ultimately, if you do that, if you speak to a really good counselor, they will help you deal with the emotional issues. They will give you techniques to overcome emotional eating side of things and give you options that you can practice. But again, you've got to practice what they give you as well, okay? It's all about taking action. So you need to be in a space where you want to make a change, you're just struggling to do so. And once you get your mindset right, everything comes right, okay? You will have the motivation to exercise, you'll have the motivation to not buy the foods that you want to binge on and all those sorts of things. But ultimately, it must happen, okay? Because if you go to a personal trainer or nutrition coach, they, are not equipped to deal with such a heavy emotional factor within your weight loss. I'm also in lots of coaching forums and groups, and this theme comes up all the time. And the good coaches there, I believe myself to be a good coach as well, will recommend to the new trainers and coaches, this is out of your scope of practice, you must refer them to somebody else who can help them psychologically deal with their emotional eating, okay? So there's no shame in it whatsoever. You don't have to broadcast it to everyone either, you don't have to do that. But if you really want to get healthy, lose weight, get stronger, fitter, okay, for 100%, we have the tools and the programs to help you do that. But on the other side, you must acknowledge the fact that if you are an emotional eater, that you eat emotionally, you got to go and find some help outside of a personal trainer scope. Okay, that is ultimately what it is. So that's my video today. I'm sure it's going to resonate with some people. You may even call her out to say that isn't the case at all, and that's cool. This is my observations based on my experience as a trainer and coach. I'm kind of loving what I do and trying to really help people. But I think this video is important because the best way we can help you is not to sell you some fat burning pill or some magic gym program. It's to actually put you in the right direction, in the right place to get some really good help, and then we can address the fat loss and weight training and all other stuff afterwards. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment if you did. I'd be really keen to hear your thoughts on it, even your experiences. And yeah, that's it. So that's the video. So have a really good day, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.